back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Amia, and today's video is going to be newborn / baby essentials. And I'm super excited about this video because when I was pregnant watching this video, it gave me such like a peace of mind knowing that like these moms really love these products, so let me just try it out and see if I love it just as much. I found a lot of great products through other people's videos, and I thought I'd just spread it on, and hopefully if you're pregnant and you find this video, you get some help out of some of these products. Not all of these are completely necessary, but these are just the things that I personally have gotten or someone has bought for me that I've used and actually learned and to really love. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get right into it. The first product, I have a little list right here. The first product is Up Onesies. If I don't actually have the product, I'm going to put pictures up right around here. But the first products are Up Onesies, and I mean, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory, and a bunch of moms have said this before, but Up Onesies are just such a lifesaver, especially in the middle of the night. When you first take home your baby, you don't feel like taking off their pants and then taking off their little, unbuttoning their onesies. So I feel like the whole thing in one, like the whole Up Onesie in general, it's a lifesaver, because I definitely remember I was groggy in the middle of the night, did not feel like changing a diaper. I was so exhausted, so tired, but just zip it up, change the diaper, and they stay warm. If you get the ones that have like it can zip up and it can zip down, has two different sets of zippers, it's definitely a lifesaver because the baby doesn't get cold from like the belly button up, just the lower region is accessed. I hope I explained that right, but pretty much you know what it means. Up Onesie, you zip it up, change their diaper, and then zip it back down. And it's a really fast and easy outfit, and especially having a baby during a pandemic, we didn't really leave the house much, so Up Onesies were my go-to. She stayed in onesies because if she's not really going anywhere, I didn't feel the need to put her in a fancy outfit or for her to be uncomfortable. I didn't want to do that to her, so I just kept her in Up Onesie. The next thing is, I have a list down here, is the Honest Lavender Bubble Bath, and I don't know if you guys can see it. This stuff, I was kind of skeptical about the whole like lavender calming thing, and I've been seeing so many videos on social media talking about how good lavender is. I've always heard that throughout my whole life, but I really wanted to start putting it to the test, and so I got this to try it out in her bubble bath, and it actually makes a lot of bubbles. I don't think I put more than like 6 drops in there, and it made a lot of bubbles, and I could tell that Ava was calming down. Her bath times are normally not hectic, but she normally like gets really rambunctious, and she just wants to play even more after you get out the bath. So I tried this, and I've noticed like she was calming down. She didn't change her like behavior. She was just a lot more calmer when we got out of the bathtub, and she was more cooperative when we were lotioning it up and putting on her diaper and stuff like that. And then when it was time to lay her down, she knocked out without a problem. Like, she went to sleep really, really well that night, and I don't think she woke up once that night. Normally she wakes up to get her pacifier, but that entire night I think she kind of like found her pacifier by herself and put it in her mouth. So this stuff I highly, highly recommend. And since Ava does have very sensitive skin, I always look at the products and the ingredients, and it doesn't have any dyes or fragrance or added fragrances. Lavender's obviously a fragrance of its own, so it's just lavender, actual lavender fragrance in there, but other than that, it doesn't have any dyes or fragrances in it, and I really like that. The next thing is the Ava Baby fragrance-free body wash, and this I also highly recommend. And a lot of these products are due to her really sensitive skin. In my family, we have a lot of eczema in our family and very sensitive skin in our family, so this is one of my favorite products, the Ava Baby creamy wash. And as soon as I start putting this on her skin, I definitely tell the difference. She wasn't breaking out as much, and her skin seemed a lot calmer, and it wasn't as dry, and I highly, highly recommend it. The next one is Aquaphor, and I cannot say this enough. This right here. The Aquaphor Baby, it's kind of like Vaseline, and as you can see, we have used a generous amount. It's kind of like Vaseline, but at the same time it has like ointment in it to help your skin, and it actually says healing ointment on it. So the Aquaphor, I feel like, is by far, if I could recommend any product to you, it would be the Aquaphor Baby. her skin, once I started noticing that she had eczema and her skin was really dry, we purchased the Aquaphor. Actually, her grandmother purchased the Aquaphor, and we started putting it on her skin, and her skin has gotten so much softer. Before, her skin was already soft. She just had little patches of dry skin here and there, but after I started putting that on her, her skin has gotten way soft. Even with me, I've noticed when I lotion her up with that for the past 2 months now, I've seen a difference in my skin and my hands. And the next thing is the Boppy. I actually don't have that anymore. I just gave that to my brother, who's expecting a baby as well. So I'll put a picture up of the Boppy, and it's just basically a pillow for a baby to lounge in. And this is when they really can't lift up their head as much, but at the same time you don't want them just laying down all the time. It kind of helps them prop up just a little bit. I had a bad problem with thinking that she was bored, although she was a baby. I was like, I want her to at least like see what I'm doing around the room. If I'm cleaning up or straightening up, I want her to sit on the bed and be like, see what I'm doing. I was always with her when I had her in the Boppy. I think that's what it's called. I think that's the brand of it. When I had her in the Boppy, I always wanted to see what I always wanted her to see what I was doing. Whether it was cleaning the room, doing laundry, this, that, sorting out clothes, folding clothes. I don't want her to be laying flat all the time because, I don't know, I just felt like that wasn't very, it didn't really stimulate her brain very much. So I'm very happy that I got that. And once they get older, you can sit them in it. And I've actually started to use it after we start having bath time together, which was when she turned about 6 months old. I would wrap her up in her towel and put her right there in her Boppy so that I can finish washing up. And I kind of alternated between that and the DockATop, which I'm going to get to a little bit later. But the next thing is the Breastfeeding Pillow. And I also think that this is by Boppy as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Breastfeeding Pillow. And I don't have the tag. Okay, it's not. Okay, this is the cover, so I don't know if it's the pillows by Boppy, but this is a Breastfeeding Pillow, and we actually got a few covers for it. Ava's grandma got this one, and then it's a baby pink one. I highly recommend these, even if you don't breastfeed, because I did stop breastfeeding probably like a week after having Ava, and I'll get into that story kind of in another video, but I did stop breastfeeding probably a week afterwards, and I still found this so useful. So even if you don't think you're going to breastfeed, even if you do think you're going to breastfeed, I highly, highly recommend this because it can be used in so many different ways. It doesn't even have to be with feeding. She lounged in this as well, and when she was starting to sit up on her own, she sat in it. So there's so many different ways that you can use this, and this is also like one of the top things on my list of newborn essentials, or just baby essentials in general, and it's so comfortable. Alright, so the next thing is the 4Moms Baby Swing, and I don't actually have the tangible thing right now because I gave it to my brother, but it is relatively expensive as well. I don't exactly know the price of it. My sister gave that to me when I was expecting, so I'll try to find it, but I'll put a picture up so that you guys can see it. But just the concept of having something rock your baby or soothe your baby while you're doing other things like laundry, folding clothes, doing dishes, just trying to catch up on anything else, I feel like that is a lifesaver, and it actually helped me so much when Ava was probably like newborn up to 5 months maybe, or 6 months. It helped me so much. Definitely not necessary, because you can find other things just as affordable that does the same thing. So I would highly recommend that, but I'm not going to turn down a swing like that was given to me. So that's just what I personally had. Definitely recommend a swing of some sort. They are a lifesaver. And the next thing is a DockATop, and this is relatively expensive as well. My sister also gave this to me, and it's still clean for having 2 babies spit up on it or whatnot, and it's extremely easy to clean. You just unzip this whole thing, and it kind of all comes off, and then you just throw it in the washer, or I think you can hand wash it as well. It gave me so much peace of mind when Ava was sleeping with me. Yes, we slept together, and I know that's a whole thing, but personally, I knew that I was not going to hurt her in any way, and I knew that I was a pretty easy sleeper, and I wake up from the littlest things, and on top of that, I don't move very much, and I just knew that I'll be okay sleeping with her. But just as that extra level of support or extra level of comfort. For both of us, this was a lifesaver. And even when I was watching a movie and she was laying next to me in here, or I was awake doing something else, this was such a lifesaver because I knew she wasn't going to roll back and forth to one way or another. And this is easy for, you could also use this when you're on the couch and you don't want the baby to roll back and forth and stuff like that. This is so useful for that too. Ava actually does not sleep in this anymore. We use it as kind of like a bath time thing after she gets, like I said with the Boppy, when I get out of the bathtub or when she gets out first, because I wash her up first, I put her in this and have a towel around her and then a towel over her. And although it is expensive, I do think you can find also more affordable options on Amazon, Walmart, Target, something like that. So just the concept is what I'm talking about. The whole concept of it. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but this is amazing. All right. And the next thing on the list is a Caddy. I don't know how to stress this enough. A Caddy is probably the best thing you can get for your baby, but more so for you because it keeps you organized. And I'll put a picture up, but pretty much it is like a carrier with different sections, and I would put Pampers and diapers in one section, and then I'll put more of her ointments, powder, lotion in another one, and then in the middle console I'll kind of put like her pacifiers, her backup pacifiers, and anything you can name. I put it in there, and I would always have a spare outfit in there just in case. But pretty much the Caddy was so helpful because if we're in the living room having tummy time, something like that, and she just either spit up, I would have a birth cloth in there, and I would bring this out of my room and take it to any room that me and Ava were in, just because I didn't want to have to leave her somewhere and go run and get something, or I didn't want to have to pick her up and take her with me to go get something. The Caddy kind of had everything in it that I needed at the time. So like I said, if she was spitting up, I would get a little birth cloth out of there and give it to her to do that. And if she had a blowout or something, we would wipe her down, change her diaper, and then there would be an extra outfit in there just in case she got it on herself or anything like that. Just like if she spit up, there would be an extra outfit. So I didn't have to leave her by herself, or I didn't have to go pick her up and try to move around and look in the drawers for an outfit for her. It was such a lifesaver, and especially after bath time, I would just have the Caddy on the bed. It is fragrance-free detergent, and actually I think they have like a bunch of baby fragrance-free detergents. Just as long as they don't have like dyes or fragrances in them, I'm good. But like I said, since Ava has sensitive skin, dry skin, and eczema and all that, I just went with this. And I don't really think it matters what kind of detergent it is. It could, like for babies, but just because this one is hyperallergenic, and I think I said in another video, it's hyperallergenic, free of dyes and perfumes, and it's dermatologist tested. Dermatologist. I have a problem saying that word for some reason. Anyways, moral of the story, it just cleans your clothes. It doesn't give them that nice scent and anything like that, and I don't really mind that, because I mean I can easily wear perfume. But for Ava, we wash both of our clothes with it, and our clothes are so soft after they get done. They don't have that like smell to them like they did, but I personally do not mind it at all. Next thing is a baby jumper, and I forgot when I started putting Ava in her jumper, but I'll put a picture up because I once again do not have it at the moment. But it basically you put it on your door, you hook it on your door frame, and the baby sits in it, and they just pretty much bounce. They have springs in it, so they just go to town and they bounce. And Ava had a ball with that. This was kind of when she just started learning how to sit up, and she was actually holding her balance on her own, and before she could crawl. So now that she crawls, she is a lot more entertained by crawling and finding other stuff in her play area. But before she could crawl and entertain herself really, I would put her in the jumper, and she loved it, and her legs got so strong from it. The doctors even said, like, what is she doing? Her legs are so strong. And it was because she was in that bouncer. Not for a long time, but for a baby that loves bouncing so much, she would bounce like non-stop. And even if I had her in there for 10 minutes, she would bounce the whole time, and she loved it, and she would be so happy. I think there's other ones that don't have to be hooked on the door frame. I'm pretty sure it's like they're hooked on pieces of metal, and it's all one thing that comes in the center. I'll also put a picture of that. But that was also affordable. I do remember my sister gave that to me, but I remember us getting it for Mason, my nephew. So I do remember it being quite affordable. And the last thing is The fruit teether, I have to find the name of it, but I'll try to put a picture of what the pack looked like. But these little things, I don't know how to explain it, but Ava absolutely loves this. And she just sits, and it's so easy for them to hold on to and just sit and put it in their mouth and gnaw on it. I love it. I love how excited she gets over this, and especially for teething, they have different type of grooves all over it and different fruits, so different shapes for their mouth, so I can reach different spots and all that good stuff. But it also has at the bottom, because you know babies don't really hold stuff the right way all the time because they don't know any better. So she trying to kind of chews on each like little petal and just shoves it in her mouth. So each petal has like a different texture to it. And these things are so affordable as well, and she is in love with them. So highly recommend this, and any type of teething device that you think would be good for your baby, get it, because at the end of the day, it's like their comfort when they're going through like that kind of fussy stage. Whatever's going to comfort their gums, just go ahead and get it. So I just kind of bought a bunch of different teethers throughout my pregnancy, just to see what she would like the best, and it turned out to be these things. So yeah, highly recommend these, and they're extremely soft, very flimsy. I don't really have anything bad to say about them. They've done great things, and she still is teething, although she is 7 going on 8 months, I think, in 4 days. She has not cut her gums yet, but this thing has helped her so much. I just put some oral gel. Also, oral gel is a really good one, and I'm gonna put which one I use because I didn't even think about that. Oral gel, I think it was Mommy's Bliss that I used. Anyways, I'm gonna put some pictures of that. But you put a little bit on this and then let them chew on it. You don't hear anything from them for the next like 45 minutes. Then it starts again because it wears off. But that's besides the point. But yeah, these are all my newborns essentials. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually had such a great time making this because I actually feel like I'm helping out in such a big way. Just like share my little tips and tricks with other people. I know it will help somebody, even if it helps one person figure out what they want to get for their baby, or figure out what they are thinking about getting or putting on their list or their registry. It's fine by me. But yes, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do not forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you guys have any suggestions on other videos, you can DM me on Instagram or leave a comment. That's fine. But I think I actually might have comments on this video because I don't have Ava in it. They take off the comments if you have a baby in the or a minor in the video. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment about what you might want to see in the future, and I will be sure to look at them. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Bye.